Hi guys, taxes are the biggest expense you will pay in your lifetime, and a lot of people aren't aware about the information I'm about to share in this video. And for that reason, they find themselves subject to fines, penalties, and charges. When I worked in investment banking, I had ultra wealthy clients who would spend tens of thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands on hiring tax experts, tax advisors, whose job it was to put in place structures that would ensure that my clients paid as little tax as possible legally. The HMRC is now using advanced technology and AI to get all the information they need about you and your finances. They now also use your social media accounts and your online activities to verify what your bank, as well as your investment platforms or your crypto platforms, have already reported to them. In this video, I'm going to explain the changes that now make it so easy for the HMRC to gather whatever information they need on you. I'm also going to talk about 5 ways and a bonus way to ensure that you stay on the right side of the HMRC so that you avoid being a target of their investigations and their audits. Please note, the information shared in this video is for educational purposes only. I am not a tax advisor, and so I would always recommend that you speak to a qualified accountant or a tax advisor who can give you bespoke solutions tailored to your individual circumstance. Last year, the HMRC introduced new rules that make it mandatory or a requirement for online platforms like Vinted, eBay, Airbnb to collect information on the monies made by those who offer services such as accommodation, transportation, and personal services through these platforms and report that directly to the HMRC. These rules also apply to those who are selling goods and make approximately £1,700 or €2,000 or more, or who have completed 30 or more transactions within a calendar year. As the gig economy gets bigger, the HMRC wants their portion of that. Also, and this is important, if you earn more than £1,000 from your side hustle, so any jobs apart from your salaried income or your 9-to-5 income in any given tax year, you may have to complete a self-assessment tax return. And this side hustle rule covers 5 key areas. The first area is buying or making things to sell. The second area is side gigs. The third area is working for yourself, doing multiple jobs. Fourth, being a content creator or an influencer. And number 5, renting out your property. Now, there is some confusion around tax treatment for selling your personal items, such as your clothes, your jewelry, perhaps an old laptop, your phones. And so I wanted to provide some clarity by referencing the government's own website. If you are selling personal items, you probably don't have to pay tax. However, if the item you're selling is above £6,000, you may have to pay capital gains tax. If you would like to know more about this, I will leave a link below because the article goes on to cover things like garage sales or selling personal items for a profit. The HMRC uses a new system called Connect, and this system has access to your bank account activities, the land registry, so for those who own rental properties, your payouts from Amazon, eBay, PayPal, Airbnb, and Stripe. They can use your social media accounts to verify whether your lifestyle matches your tax declarations. And so if your professed online lifestyle does not match your humble tax return information, the HMRC's Connect system can flag this for discrepancies, and this can open up an audit or an investigation on yourself. Now, you might be thinking, I'm way too small for the HMRC to give a second thought to, or you might be thinking, well, I only make a couple of thousands from my side hustle. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a £50 billion black hole in the budget. Where do you think that's going to come from? It's going to come from you and I. Last year, we were told it was 20 billion. Now it's 50 billion. It's so hard to keep track of the figure. But here's the thing. The HMRC is coming for small businesses, it's coming for self-employed individuals and side hustlers. And what's more is that it is so easy for them to do that now, because whatever platform is collecting your profits is now legally required to report directly to the HMRC. So they don't have to go after the information, it now automatically comes to them. If your trading activities surpass £1,000 before tax, you may have to register for a self-assessment. Now, here are 5 ways, plus a bonus way to protect yourself from being flagged unnecessarily. Maintain thorough records. Track your income properly. Keep receipts, invoices, contracts, and bank statements for, I would say, at least 7 years to be on the safe side. If you're the kind of person who is passionate about making money, I'm assuming that you're also very meticulous and passionate about not losing money through fines or penalties. If the HMRC ever opens an inquiry into your finances, having organized records makes it easier to respond to their questions. Declare all sources of income. The sad reality is that most people are not going to get wealthy from their 9-to-5 jobs, especially from what's left over after taxes. And this may mean that we need to pursue other paths to wealth, such as investing, starting a business, or even a side hustle. And unfortunately, the not so enjoyable news is that whatever you do, the HMRC is coming after you for their portion in taxes. And so it's important for you to declare all of your income, any freelance work, your rental income, your dividends, any crypto gains, yes, crypto gains, as well as your overseas income. On your self-assessment, there is a foreign income section which you can use to report any overseas gains or income. And even if you choose not to report your income to the HMRC, they already know, because as of 2024, these platforms are legally required to report your income straight to the HMRC. Use allowances, reliefs, and structures properly. You should know and claim everything that you are entitled to. ISA allowances, pension contributions, business expenses, even marriage allowances. These are legal ways to reduce your tax burden. We already pay so much in taxation. As I said at the start of this video, the biggest expense that you will pay in your lifetime is not your mortgage payments or your car payments or even on your education, it's on taxes. We are almost subject to this double taxation system. You get taxed on your income and then you get taxed on the things that you use your income for. And so if there are ways that we can legally reduce our tax obligations, why not use it? File your tax returns on time and stay transparent. Submit your tax returns as well as your payments by the deadline every year. Even if you discover errors or discrepancies in your filing, it is much better to file by the deadline, but you should also disclose any errors voluntarily, because the HMRC is fairly lenient when it comes to honest corrections than if they uncover the issues themselves. Set a reminder on your phone, on your calendar to submit your tax return by the deadline. Don't just rely on the reminders from the HMRC. Post responsibly and be mindful of what you post online. The HMRC can see your posts, they can see your comments, and they can see things that you've been tagged on. Your digital footprint can lead to an open investigation on your finances. As long as you have evidence and your tax return matches your online lifestyle, you shouldn't have too much to worry about. Number 6, which is a bonus point, is consult a qualified tax advisor. If you choose to file your returns yourself, you might want to consider an annual review with a qualified tax advisor or an accountant. Even if your affairs seem straightforward and your tax returns are very basic, a professional can spot inconsistencies and opportunities to tidy things up before the HMRC ever gets involved. The HMRC is actively clamping down on questionable business expenses. But the good news is there are still legal ways to reduce your tax burden as a small business owner. I completed a detailed video on 11 big tax write-offs that you can use to reduce your tax obligations legally, and I'll link it here. When you run a business, there are so many moving parts, and if you're a sole trader, it's even more overwhelming. And you do not want to be caught out because you didn't have the right advice or the right structure in place. So if you sell things online, or you provide personal services or transportation, or perhaps you rent out a property and you're unsure about whether your activities are subject to tax, you should definitely speak to a qualified accountant or tax advisor. But of course, you can choose to do it yourself, and if you choose to file your own tax returns or perhaps the returns of your small business, make sure you read through the HMRC's website thoroughly and you are following any rules or guidance before filing your tax returns. I don't know about you, but in the past, when I would receive those pesky brown envelopes from the HMRC, I would always pray, God, let this be a check rebate for overpayment in taxes. Unfortunately, most times it was just a reminder to file my tax returns. Very anticlimactic. I hope this video has been helpful. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more videos on financial freedom and self-improvement. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.